Yo guys, it's me Flame. Obviously, I'm really mad because I just recorded 45 minutes of footage and my mic was muted. So I have to voice over it all, so please leave a like to help with the pain. This video is going to be a rundown, tips, and tricks of each agent's abilities and ultimates and some of the voice lines that they say. These are for my streamer friends, the Flower Bomb and Grass Daddy, so follow them on Twitch, links in the description. Now, first off, we do have Astra, the space girl, and Astra girl. So first off, to use her abilities, we want to go to the meditate form. Her first ability is a literal like whirlpool thing that sucks you in. Now if you try to fight it, it's not going to work. Don't try to shoot if you fight it or you're just going to fail. Instead, let it just pull you to the middle and then your aim will be normal. And it's an easy way to counter it. Okay, her next ability is a concussion. I don't really know what to say about it. I mean, it's a classic Valorant concussion. You know how they work. Okay, next up, she has a smoke. They are hollow, like Omen, so if you need some cover, but you also kind of do need to camp with it, definitely just walk inside and you'll be fine. Finally, her ultimate is a wall. It's really confusing to use. I don't really know how people do it, but you do it somehow. Essentially, it places a giant purple wall in the middle of the map. She says, you are divided. So if you hear that, you're gonna see a big purple wall soon. Just don't be afraid, you can shoot through it, and there's probably going to be someone waiting on the other side. But it is a good way to get your team on the site and entry. As a non-duelist, it's a perfect way to entry. So Astra is just used, honestly, to entry as a non-duelist. So she's a good agent, just people don't use her that much. And we'll see you on the next agent. Okay. Alright guys, we got Breach up next. Just don't play Breach, that's what I'm gonna start off by saying. First off, his first ability is going to be a low damage thing. It's really annoying because you have to do it through the wall. But it sends out the 3 blasts. And I recommend trying not to get caught in it. And this is about how much damage it does. Not a lot, but it's something. Next up, he has a flash. I don't think I can really show you the flash. I mean, I would assume has a concuss, as you can tell. I tried to get in it and show you, but it's apparently impossible. And then his ultimate is a big concuss, and it sends him flying into the air. And it's really annoying abilities in general. Just don't play Breach, please. Alright guys, we're Brimstone now. We're gonna go over what he does. He has a pretty good ability range. So first off, we do have his combat stim, which basically is just shoot faster, reload faster, move faster. Now I can't really show you the reload speed because you cannot really reload in the range, but as you can tell, you can see the movement speed and you can definitely see the shooting speed compared to the other. So we're just gonna hop right into his next ability. Alright, next up we have his Molly, which is a pit of fire. Does some damage. Show you how much damage it does. It does less damage to Brim, but it does still do a good bit. In fact, I believe I actually die here. Yeah. But great for lineups, great for post plant if you really need it. Then next up we have his smokes, which are pretty long lasting, great for clearing heaven as they're not hollow and stuff. And yeah, and then finally his ultimate is a giant airstrike, which does a lot of damage. Now if you hear his voice line and you see the big circle or stuff, get the hell out of there, you're going to die. Just don't even try to survive it, because you're not. And next up we have Chamber, aka that one French guy, bad guy, wee. I don't know why the hell the practice is weird, but yeah. First off, he has a little alarm thing, similar to Killjoy's alarm bot. Basically, you place it down, it looks around, and it finds people. Now it tells you if it's destroyed, it tells you when it's triggered. Once it's triggered, it has a big slow thing, which you'll see in a little bit what it looks like. But it can't go off on the bots, but yeah. But do be careful because they can't see the trigger from no matter where they are. His next ability is this nice gun. It's essentially a sheriff with a faster pull-out time. I'll show you the difference as you can tell. But it does basically like the same damage. It does about like 50 some body shot and then like 150 headshot. So 3 shots body, 1 shot headshot. I'm not really sure about leg. I don't know if there's a difference, but it is pretty good. Then finally, well, not finally because it's old, but final normal ability, he has his teleport, which has a pretty good range, and it goes straight to the other one. Now the opponents can see the teleports and can destroy it, and then you can also recall them. There is about a 20-second cooldown between each teleport and once you recall, you have 20 seconds before you can place it again. So be careful about that. Finally, his ultimate, one of the better ults, he has this giant sniper rifle which does basically infinite damage and is a guaranteed kill no matter what. As long as it's a direct hit, he's dead guaranteed. I'm not sure if wallbang works. I don't know. I don't think it does, but it might. I don't know. It's kind of wacky. Based on right here, it looks like you can, but like, I don't know. But it is good, great for hearing corners. If you hear his ult, then be careful, don't peek long. But this is a little slow thing, so once the alarm goes off, that's what it looks like. We'll hop into the next agent. Alright guys, next up we have Cipher. An overall pretty good recon agent. Not as, like, he's probably like a better Silva in my opinion, just Silva's a bit more like aggressive. Unfortunately for Cipher, like basically none of his really abilities work in this except for like 2. But, so I'm just going to explain them. Basically, a tripwire, first off, you place it, you have to connect it between 2 walls. And that's what it looks like. And then if you walk through it, then, first off, I don't know if it pings you, but it does say, like, tripwire triggered. And then it pulls you back. I think it concusses you, and it does a little bit of damage. So I do recommend trying to break it if you see one, or jumping over it if you need to be careful. Because you can jump over it or crouch under it, depending on how high it is. Alright, next up we have a cyber cage, which is kind of like a little smoke, but like it's like only goes like a couple feet. You can place it down and it will stay forever until you detonate it, basically. You can do some good one-ways with it, but that's what it looks like. It's completely hollow. Okay, next up we have his spy cam. So basically you go in it, right, and you shoot the people and it has a little tracking dart. Now the tracking dart will last forever until you take it out or if they die or a round ends. So it just pings you, wherever you are. I think you have infinite shots, I believe. Yes, you have infinite shots, and it just has like a little bit of a cooldown. And it's also completely invisible, like when you're not using it. Like if you're close by it, then I think it will appear. I'm not 100% sure, I don't think so. But if Cipher is looking at the camera, then it will appear and have like color and stuff. And you can also pick up all his abilities except for the cyber cage, I think. I don't think you pick those up. Finally, his ultimate you also cannot use in this, but I will explain it. Basically, if you kill someone and you use it, then you throw down your hat on them, and then it pings like everyone's current location. It only pings at once. So basically, if you hear his ultimate, I recommend like turning around. Like, say you're trying to rotate to sight, and he gets a kill in ults, I recommend just turning around. Alright guys, next up we have Fade. Now, I'm just going to apologize now that this part's probably going to suck because that's the voiceover, and I'm still learning her. But first off, she has this Prowler thing, similar to Sky's ult, and the Twin Hunter's Orb in Spike Rush. Basically, it will go to an enemy if it's nearby one. It will completely leave your control and go for the kill, basically, which it can't kill, but you get the point. Or you can control it if nobody's around. So it's good for recon. Also, once you hit someone with it, it blinds them. It blinds them. It also will mark them. So if they move around while they're like marked, then it makes a little trail. And if you throw another one, as you can tell right here, right? Now that they have a trail, if I were to throw a Prowler, it would just follow the trail basically. And then the tether kind of pulls them in a little bit and also puts the trail on all of them. Next up, her Owl is her final of her normal abilities. It will mark everyone that is like within the range. It also will put a trail on everyone. So, yes, it is pretty good. Now you can shoot out, you can shoot the Prowler out, and you can also shoot out the bird. So, just know that. But if there's a trail, and you put a Prowler nearby the trail, it will follow the trail like a dog hunted. So, yeah. I ended the voiceover for some reason. But her ult, basically, it does this big wave. Anyone caught within the wave is deafened, so obviously you can't hear. Marked, and I possibly blinded. I think they're concussed. Yes, they're concussed, I believe. So, I recommend trying to get out of there because she can find you. And next up we have Jet. I'm sure a lot of people know what Jet does, so this is pretty short. First off, we have her smokes. Kind of hollow, kind of not, fully controllable. Like, if there were no barriers, it could go on forever. But yeah, they're pretty good. You get to great for entering. Like, if you're trying to enter with Jet, I recommend throwing a cloud, like her smoke down, and then dashing into the smoke. So yeah. Then next we have our Updraft Sensor up into the air, which yes. Also, when you updraft, not when you updraft, just in general, when you fall, you can hold down space and you'll kind of float. Then her dash, hit E and it puts her into a dash mode. It doesn't insta dash, it just puts her into a mode. Then press E again to dash. There's about like a 12 seconds that you have to dash, and if you don't within then you lose your ability. And then you gain that ability back every 2 kills. Then her ult, you get 5 kunais, which each do 50 damage body shot, 150 headshot. Every kill you get, it replenishes your knife. And then if you right click with it, it throws all 5 at once. It's not super accurate from far away if you right click, so only really right click if you're like close up. Also, if you get a kill with the right click, it does not replenish. So don't think you can just push in and right click everybody. Like, be careful. So one way to use this, I recommend updrafting up, then using her little like glide thingy, which just kind of like float down and then just try to hit their head. Also, you can use them pretty fast, so yeah. Alright guys, next up we have KL, the robot. Yeah. So first off, he has a molly called Fragment. It does this kind of damaging like every like 2 seconds. Obviously doesn't do as much to you, but it is pretty good. So yeah, get out of it though. He has a flash. One of the more annoying flashes, that is what it looks like. Again, a tip. Turn around. If a flash is coming at you or like they're about to flash, turn around, except Reina. If it's Reina, then just hide or shoot it out. Then he has a knife. It's not a damaging knife, but basically within the radius, anyone within the radius, it says like anybody that gets detected within the radius, it shows like who was in it. So you can kind of use it as like a Silva Recon Dart, but like not perfectly. Also, anyone that is hit with the knife like within the radius cannot use their abilities for 8 seconds. Then his ultimate is just like his knife, but like over and over again for I don't know exactly how long, but like a little bit, probably like 15 seconds or something. And if he dies after he uses his ult, he gets knocked down and you can get rest like straight from Fortnite. Next up we have Killjoy, the technology person. First off, she has mollies. She gets 2 of them, which cannot pick up, I don't think. Yeah. They are pretty good, especially for post plant. Like, put them on the site, or like put them next to the spike or something, and then just hide behind a corner if you hear the fuse and just activate them. So yeah, they are pretty good though. And then she has an alarm bot, which basically after like 2 seconds, basically If there's anyone nearby, then it will trigger, and I think it concusses them, and it also will say if they're triggered. Then she has a turret, which I think it does about like 8 each shot. I don't really know the exact damage, but it might not look a lot against the bots, but it is still pretty useful. Also, you can break the turret, you can break the alarm bot, and you can break the mollies. And then her ultimate is a lockdown, so after 13 seconds, anybody within the little dome thingy gets detained, meaning they cannot move, or they can, but it's really slow. Their gun like gets like put away until like they're undetained, so they cannot shoot. Practically defenseless, so try to get out of there. Also, you can break it, so if they put it behind like a wall bangable box, definitely try to break it. Or if you think you could get it, like it is kind of worth sacrificing sometimes. But it can also be great for pushing in a site. Just try not to put it behind something wall bangable. And yeah. Alright, next we have Neon, the fast electric person. First off, her abilities is basically 2 Phoenix walls. I believe she kind of got nerfed and buffed at the same time, so I don't think her walls do damage anymore, or if they do, it's like really little. But her walls are good for entering though. Next up, she has a Concuss. It actually shoots out 2 and it bounces. It's just a normal Concuss, but it does go onto the edge. I'm so sorry about this. Some like random kids just messaging me. Alright, next up, her E ability. It makes her run faster, and she also is able to slide by right clicking. Now, you keep your ability the whole time, and it just goes down after every couple uses. But it does recharge up to 100 after every kill and over time. And you get a slide back every 2 kills. Then her ult, it auto puts you in the running mode, and you can slide. And it also, you can also shoot a little laser blast. I believe it does about 13 damage each hit. I don't know if there's headshot multiplier, but if so, it does 26 headshot. But it is really overpowered, and they buffed her, so after every kill, it does bring you all the way back up to 100 instead of only like 15. So it is very useful, and there's like, you can move around while you're shooting, and it'll be super accurate. Okay, next up we have Omen, one of my personal favorites and one of the most mysterious agents. His abilities are pretty simple, but also very complicated too. So first off, he has a teleport, which has a pretty good range of about that far, about 15 meters. Now, one note is that the enemies can, like, if you teleport in front of somebody, they can see, like, where it is that you're teleporting to. If, obviously, they're nearby, right? I mean, it's not, like, on the mini-map, just, like, if you're, like, in front of it, right? But it does have a good range and great for, like, sneak up behind people or getting on top of things. Okay, next up we have his Paranoia, which is like a flash. It's not a full flash, because like you can sort of see, but not to the point that you should still try to fight it. You should still try to probably back up some. Also you can do the turnaround thing. Next up we have his smokes, which are hollow and also very useful. Now there's 2 modes. First off, we have a little like phantasmal mode, something. I don't know if that's even a word, but if so, then it is. Basically, it's just kind of like you're in like a weird like shadow realmy thing, just with like outlines of like boxes and like walls and stuff. And then if you hit E and then hit R, then you can still smoke it off, but it's like you can see. Then his ult, you can teleport anywhere on the map, and after 3 seconds, it will teleport you there. But you can also look around you in teleport, so if there's an enemy nearby, then you can cancel it. Now the enemies can shoot like wherever you teleport to, because it does show a little outline of you. And if they do shoot you, then it will put you back to where you were. And some people might just wait it out though for you to teleport and then just one tap you. But so if somebody's on the outside, I do recommend canceling it, or you will probably die. Okay, next up we have Phoenix, the British fire guy. So Phoenix is like an alright agent when the starter wins. First off, he has a firewall, which does do damage to other people and also heals Phoenix, which is very nice. So if you need to entry, he has that, and flashes, which you can curve. You can kind of curve it up and curve it down. It can be hard to do that, but you can also just turn it left or right. Again, this is one that you do the turnaround on. So honestly, if you want to wide swing, I recommend throwing it and then turning around instantly. Or if they try to throw one, then also turn around instantly. I don't know what just happened to my screen right there, but don't worry about it. Next up, he has a Molly, which also heals Phoenix, does damage to others. It's not a great Molly as it doesn't go as far, but it does do some damage and is still usable, and you get it back after every 2 kills. Next up, we have his ult, which places a little teleport checkpoint, essentially like setting your spawn. And you basically get a second life. Great for kind of pushing sight and honestly just trying to figure out if anyone's like camping in corners. Also, once you die, either if you get killed from your second form, then you will come back, or if the time runs out. It's about like 10-15 seconds. But once you come back, it heals you back up to 100. Okay, next up we have Raze, the little firework rocket that she is. She is very explosive and very fun. First she has a boombot, which basically will kind of just go back and forth for like 20 seconds. And then if it finds someone, then it will blow up. I don't think it can one-shot if you have full shields, but it does do a lot of damage. So try to break it or run from its sight. Then she has Satchels, which can be used to boost her. It does not boost teammates or enemies as much, but you can double satchel to get some space. And it does do a little bit of damage, but like not enough to be like actually like used as a weapon. Like the chance of getting satchel kills is very rare. Then she has grenades, which she throws, it explodes, and then after that, then it shoots out 4 more. So in total, I don't know if it can kill a full armored person, but again, it does do a lot. She can also damage herself. Then her ultimate, she has a firework rocket, like a big rocket launcher, which she can also damage herself with, and it one-shots a direct hit and like a little bit of splash damage. Like if it's really close by, then it will kill. Next up, we have Reina though. She's an absolute god, absolute killing machine. First off, she has a blind. Now this one is not one of the other blinds you can just turn around and dodge. It's like a big eyeball thing. So, and it does have a really far range as well. So if you can, I recommend trying to shoot it because you can break it after like 2 or 3 hits, or hiding like in like a corner and like peeking. Now her next 2 abilities I cannot show you, but I will explain them. So basically, every time you get a kill or if you get an assist, it will place down a little soul orb, a little like circle-y thingy on the ground. If you press Q, it will heal you. It cannot heal your shield, as nobody can heal shields. But basically, it will heal you up to 100, and then if there's still more health left, it will overheal you. So it is really good because she can self-heal. Then another one, if you get a kill, the soul orb, and you press E, then you turn into this little like ghost form. So you're invincible and invisible unless you're like right next to somebody. So it is great for like getting a kill. It's like, say you wide swing, right? It's great for like getting a kill, pressing E, and then getting back behind the wall or something. Stuff like that. Or if you kind of need to like reposition after a kill, that's what it's great for. I don't recommend using it after every kill. Like, don't heal after every kill. Only heal if you really need the health and you don't have a sage that can help you. And don't dismiss after every kill, because sometimes you can just dismiss right in front of someone and then you're dead. Next up, her ult is absolutely insane. Definitely probably the best or second best ult in the game. Makes her go absolutely beast mode. She shoots faster, reloads faster. After every kill, it heals her. And after every kill, the little timer resets. I think it's about 30 seconds or something, like 20 to 30 seconds on the timer. And you also get infinite of her ghost mode. So after every kill, you can dismiss fine. I don't recommend doing it every time because, again, you might dismiss in front of somebody. But, like, you don't have to worry about saving it. Next up, we have Sage, the healer, the better healer, in my opinion. First off, she has a wall, which is breakable, but it does take a lot of shots. Like, I think you need, like, a full clip of the Vandal, if not more, to break but within like the first like 2 or 3 seconds of placing it, it does have less health. And then it also breaks over time too. Then she has slow orbs, which aren't that like useful, but I mean there's something, I guess. I'm just trying to take some damage real quick, so I'm just gonna cut to when I actually. Okay, I finally took some damage. So next up, this is her heal. She can heal herself. She can also heal her teammates though. I don't think you can go from 1 to 100, but you might be able to. I'm not 100% sure. I don't use her all that much. Then her ult is also a pretty good one, but it is like one of the most expensive ones. You need 8 ult points to use. Basically, if you go to a teammate's body and hit her ult and then right click, it will revive them. There is like a 3-second animation though before they revive, so be careful. And I do recommend placing a wall in front because then the enemies could shoot her. We have Sky. Her first ability that we shown was her healing. Basically, with anyone within the range gets healed, and it is kind of just like 1 per or 2 per, and she has a little heal meter. So it's not on a cooldown, it's just until the meter goes down, and it does not recharge though. And she cannot heal herself. Now her little dog that you just saw, basically, again, you use it, it's fully controllable, and then you can kind of like jump by left clicking, which concusses them, and also does about 50 damage. Then her little bird is a flash. It's fully controllable. If you hold down, like you press E and then you hold down left click, then you can control it by moving your mouse, or you can just press E and then left click and then it'll just go straight. And then you press E again to activate the flash. And this is also one that you can turn around for. Now I cannot show her ult. Oh, so you can shoot out the dog and you can shoot out the bird, sorry. Her ult is not one that I can show because it doesn't work, but basically it sends out 3 little hunter things, similar to Fate's Prowler and the Twin Hunters from Spike Rush, which basically go to the 3 nearest enemies to Sky, and then if it gets to them and actually touches them, then it concusses them. And on the mini-map, you can see where the little trails are going, and it will turn blue once it's nearby someone, and they are shootable. Next up, we have Silva, the recon agent. His first ability is it's an owl drone, so it's a fully controllable drone. It lasts for about like 5 seconds, and then you aim, hit someone, and then it pings them. It pings them about 3 times. It pings them about 3 times. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Sorry. I'll show you it again because you didn't actually see the ping. It pings them like 3 times, and then it goes away. Now, a lot of things low rank players and new people do with Silva is as soon as they hit someone with a bolt, they get out of it. You still will probably have like 2 or 3 seconds after you hit someone with the bolt, so you still can do stuff with it. So I do recommend still looking around after to see if you can figure out anyone's position. And if you shoot it early enough, you will possibly be able to get another hit off. Then next up, he has a shock dart, which does some damage. It's pretty useful. Can be used for lineups and also good for post plant. For example, if you plant spike and do 2 bounces and shoot it straight at the ground, it will go up into the air, so it can be good for post plant. You can make it bounce once. You can make it bounce twice. You can also charge it up. You can also do the same with the Recon Dart, so I'm not going to go over that. But basically, the Recon Dart, it pings like anyone within the area. So, yeah. I mean, it's just a ping, and it does it 3 times. You can shoot out the Recon Dart, and you can shoot out the drone, so I'm just going to skip to the... Okay. Next, alright, so here's a clip of the Recon Bolt, though, and then his ult basically get 3 shots, each doing about 70 damage, and it shoots through walls, and also pings them if you hit someone with it. So I recommend trying to hit them with the owl drone, then ulting, and then following them, or recon bolting, then doing the same. But you can also hit your teammates with it, so be careful of them. Don't hurt your teammates, don't be mean. Next we have Viper, the poison person. She has a molly. I'm just kind of going to explain it quickly and cut 2 clips because I need to wrap this up. But she has a molly. It doesn't do much to Viper because she's kind of like, she's pretty immune to it. But it does do some. This is probably the best agent for lineups for post plant. So if you want to be a Viper main, I recommend looking at TikTok and YouTube, trying to learn some Viper lineups. Next, she has a poison cloud. It's essentially a smoke, but she only has one. Now, she has a little toxin bar at the bottom, which, again, like Neon and Sky's healing, it goes down and then replenishes after time. So you throw the poison cloud down, press Q again to activate it, then her toxin starts to go down. But it's like that. Anyone that walks within it gets the decay effect. So basically, for like, they lose 50 health. It's not over, like, it's not the whole time. It's just temporary. Like, whenever you're in the smoke, and then after like 1 or 2 seconds after you get out of the smoke, then you gain that health back. Then she has a wall, which goes pretty far, great for entering onto site, even as a non-duelist. Again, toxin goes down the same way, and you do get decay. Her teammates aren't really affected by it, by the way. And again, press E to activate. And you can have the cloud and wall at the same time. Yeah. Next up, her ultimate. Pretty good. One of the better ults also. It has this big range of a poison cloud. Now this one will stay up forever unless Viper walks out of it, then it will start to like it will have a cooldown and then it will go down. You can also manually cancel it by pressing the ult button again and like holding it down. But great for like post plant. Once you plant, then use it and then just kind of sit in there with like a judge or something. Great. But it is counterable using recon agents. For example, if Silva Recon Darts, it will ping you and then he can just shoot you through the smoke. So I do recommend being careful of that. And yeah, but you do also get the decay effect if you're an enemy and you walk through it. And it's also great for like camping spike kind of. Okay, finally we have Yoru, the interdimensional boy. He has a big rework, so some people that might not have played might not know him, so yeah. Also one of the like scariest agents if you really know what you're doing. But first he has his decoy, which basically has an exact replica. Now, some ways to tell it's you is basically once it hits a wall, it will just kind of slowly like walk in like a weird diagonal direction. And also, I don't think it has skins. I'm not sure. It's kind of weird, and I forgot. But if you shoot the decoy as an enemy, then it will flash all directions around you, anyone that's exposed to it. So don't shoot it. But yes, some people do try to act like a decoy. So just if they start like straggling off a little, then just like be careful. Next up, he has a flash. So it does bounce off. One of the better flashes, as it has pretty decent range. So again, one of the ones you can turn around on, so I do recommend doing that. Then he has a teleportability. Basically, you can make it either stand still or go. Then if you press F while looking at it, you can fake it, so it does the little animation for it and the sound, but you don't actually teleport. For example, on Haven, you know, backside, there's a little cubby. A lot of times, if you're going C long, you throw your teleport, so it goes down the hallway and lands backside. Then you'd flash in and then teleport, so that they don't really know where you are. Or you can fake it, possibly, so if they're wide swinging, then they turn around to check, and then you peek it and you kill them from behind at long. And then also, obviously, of course, you can actually teleport to it. Now, there is a bit of, like, a cooldown. So, like, after, like, 20 or 30 seconds of it being down, it will go away. And you do get 2, and you also get 1 back every 2 kills. So, it is pretty good and can be accessed from across the map. Finally, we have his ultimate ability, which, basically, you're invincible and invisible from far away. But if you're close up, there will be, like, if you're an enemy and there's a Yoru in his ult nearby you, there'll be little, like, blue particles on your screen to show he's nearby. And if he's, like, right by you, then you can see a little outline of him, but you cannot shoot him. And you can use all your abilities while you're inside his ult. You can place down teleports, you can fake, you can use them, you can throw decoys, you can flash. So, for example, if you're kind of, like, if your ult is kind of low and, like, there's a lot of enemies, you can flash and then do it, or you can teleport then do it. But Yoru, if you really like learn all his abilities and like routes with it, you will be so like scary. But yeah, he is one of the better agents probably. Alright guys, that was the last agent, so I'm gonna start the outro now. Thank you to anyone new that watched this video. Thank you to anyone that's not new that watched this video. Make sure to subscribe to join the team if you're new or if you like the content. Hit the bell for notifications every time I upload. Make sure to like this video for more content like this on your recommended, and also more of my videos on your recommended. Follow my Twitch for live streams. I stream at least once or twice a week for like an hour or more, unless I'm like super busy. Follow my TikTok for little short clips and possible updates about the channel. I also made this video for my streamer friends, Grass Daddy and Flower Bomb, again, so their links will be in the description. So follow them on Twitch, send them some love. They're absolutely great people, hilarious, nice, wholesome, and everything. So go check them out. And I will have another Valorant tip video coming out probably sometime the next day or two after this is uploaded. But I should have fun, have a great day, rest of your night, morning, whenever you're watching this, and stay fire, y'all.